Journey's supposed to have some new music coming out in just a few months. Does that mean Steve Perry is involved? I'll let you know what I think coming right up. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, Gary Stuckey here. Welcome back to another episode of Steve Perry News. And according to Neal Schon, back in December, if you go to his Instagram page, he's got a picture of him with Journey. It was around Christmas time. They were still doing their residency in Las Vegas, but Neal mentioned that there would be new music before the tour. The tour starts in May. Just, 3 months away, right? So, but Neal said new music before the tour. So, according to Neal, within the next few months, we should be hearing some new music from Journey. But what does that mean? Well, here's what I know. That Steve Perry has been going around recording with different people, showing up in studios, and how hard would it be for Steve to do at least one song with his old bandmates, right? And put all the differences aside. And I think they have. A lot of people dispute that. They'll do it to this video. There'll be naysayers saying it's not going to happen. I've written an article over on my blog, Steve Perry and JourneyNews.com. Go check it out. It's called, Why I Haven't Stopped Believing. And there's some things in there I share, kind of personal things. Go check that out. But there's a lot of reasons why I haven't stopped believing. But those guys, when you're like a family, when you're like brothers, and you've made some awesome songs together, it's almost like a spiritual connection. And for me, when I first heard Faithfully, it was just that. So, after all these years of ups and downs, just like Steve putting aside any differences he had with Phil Brown, and they reached an agreement, maybe, just maybe, somehow, some way, with Steve Perry and Journey. And I've heard some things, and I've seen some things that point to Steve and Journey recording new music. So maybe, somehow, some way, in the next few months, the world will be shocked, and it would be the coolest thing, like ever. The most awesome reunion that music has ever known, and I think it's coming, So naysayers beware, and, get ready, and get excited, because I think it's going to happen. I think it's time. I think that Steve released Traces, just like the song, though. Remember, Something to Hide by Journey, right? It's been a long, long time since I've seen your face. Traces in my mind, I mean, there's your hint, How could you overlook that? Traces in my mind. How could you overlook this? The first three songs from Traces are about Journey, if you pay attention. I know what he said about the reunion. A lot of people, would argue and say, like I don't know, and say it's about a reunion, a high school reunion, and Steve has said, that the songs mean different things, but of course, the song No Erasing is about a reunion that he shared with on the radio a few months after, or about the same time he released the album with Jim Kerr. Remember that? He was on the air talking about the album, and Jim kept pulling things out. And Steve admitted, it's like if you go on vacation somewhere, you can't escape, you can't get away from those guys because there they are. He compared getting away and taking a vacation like getting away from Journey, and you have to come back. He said, you got to do something about it, right? And he was asked on CBS this morning, would he return to Journey? He said, if I had to answer right now, well, that was what, in October 2018? That was almost 2 years ago, coming up on 2 years. That was his answer then. But what's his answer now? So if you ask him now, he would say there's no erasing the music that he did with Journey. There's no more crying over the hurt or anything, misunderstandings. And we are still here making music. And I do think that it's going to happen. We'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Hey, this is Gary Stuckey. Whatever you do, don't stop believing. I won't. God bless you.